our show.
Welcome back to NASCAR Trackside Live. How you guys doing out there? It is so great to be here in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're all having a good time.
I'm surfing through the stars of love to bring my colors from above. I'm falling in the everglow to pluck the hue from the rainbow.
Good morning and welcome out to NASCAR Trackside live at the Neon Garage.
Y'all are beautiful. It's a beautiful day here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
It's race day!
Come on, let me hear you make some noise.
My name's Amy Long. It's great to be here.
And my name's Jose Castillo. We've got a great show in store for you. This is NASCAR Trackside Live, built on racing, fueled by you guys, the fans. We want to bring more entertainment, excitement to you guys, and we have got an amazing show in store for you. But remember, you can follow us at NASCAR Trackside on Instagram and Twitter. And take photos, videos, post them. We give away some amazing driver autograph stuff on there. You're not going to want to miss it. Who we got on the show today, Amy?
We've got a great guest lined up for you. We've got Las Vegas local Brendan Gaughan joining us up here. Fox correspondent and two-time Daytona 500 winner Michael Waltrip will be joining us. Driver of the number 32, LaJoie, will be here. And NHRA's Pennzoil drivers Leah, Pritchett, Matt Hagan, and Antron Brown. Give it up!
You know what? I think it's a beautiful day at Las Vegas. What do you guys think? Are you guys enjoying this? Oh, man. We have had so much fun with you guys, and we're ready to keep it rolling. So, let's welcome to the NASCAR Trackside Live stage. He's the local boy. Let's show him some love. Brendan Gaughan! Come on down.
Hi, gang.
How you doing?
What's happening?
Welcome. Good to have you back, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, oh, look, such a gentleman.
Such a gentleman.
I know, really.
Hi, everybody. Anybody want a poker chip?
Ooh. Those
Nice.
are really hot. We made our own custom NASCAR Trackside Live poker chips. So
Yes, big props to
Yeah.
our production team.
big
for
props to
creating
our
those.
props team,
Big
right?
props to our props team for doing that. Nice.
Ooh.
A little
what
frisbee
throw.
action.
I
Careful,
know.
don't take an eye out with those.
All right, there we go.
I feel
Hi,
like
guys.
you have experience, just,
Normally, we don't like to throw them that far in the casinos, though. Normally, it might cause a little bit more of a fight. But
Yeah.
That's true.
hey,
not
you
do
spelled my
that.
name right. At least my own show car outside has my name spelled incorrectly.
Is that right? What,
Yeah.
how do they spell
Yeah.
it?
I called the guy that does our decals. He's only known me since I was like 5. And he said, well, I saved you money. They charge by the letter, so he took a letter out of it.
What?
I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. No respect this week from even my own dad.
Oh, come on. That's terrible.
What's the worst that somebody's ever butchered your name? Because being Jose Castillo and growing up in Tennessee.
Castillo.
I got
Castillo.
everything.
How you doing, Castillo?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet. You know.
Good friends call you Castillo. Going to Japan was when we raced in Japan, the Cup race and the Winston West race in Japan. You can't say they butchered it. It was a foreign,
Right.
So, but it was amusing listening to all the names be said in Japan. I mean, it was fun. So I'll give that as my worst butcher job.
I love
Nice.
it.
And
I love
I
it.
can say that substitute teachers and just random people calling my name loved it. It's so easy. It's 7 letters total. Yeah, not too bad.
All 3 of my names have 7 letters. William Brendan Gaughan. Yeah.
Wow.
777.
How about that? And from Vegas, that's lucky? I'd say that's lucky.
Supposed to be. I don't know if my dad did it intentionally or not, but it was, hey, all right, way to go, mom and dad.
So Jose and I have put together a series of questions to get to know our guests and drivers
Okay.
a little bit better. We like to call it the Trackside 10.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
All right, cool. Kind of a rapid fire situation, unless you got a story, which I assume you do.
She's saying I talk a lot.
No.
Not at
It's
all.
it's good talking. I like
enjoy
listening
it.
to it.
All right, the first one is, who's your favorite superhero?
Favorite superhero? Mine's Batman. I remember seeing the old picture from Batman back in the day, the scary-looking one with the dark wings over the castle. So Batman's my favorite superhero.
Ooh, Batman, nice. All right. I love this question. What was your nickname in high school?
Willie Bill Crash. And had you known then what my job would have been going in my life, I crashed a jet ski into the side of an 89-foot boat when I was like 9 years old, full throttle. And so they called me Willie Bill Crash.
Willie Bill Crash.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's a wonderful
We're gonna have to
nickname.
write that one down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm going to save that one.
My brothers who made that nickname still to this day say, yeah, if we had known, we wouldn't have done it.
We wouldn't have done it. All right, drink of choice.
City Light Shine.
Ooh,
All right,
nice.
nice.
Good call. Good call. All right. What is a TV show that you watch that maybe people wouldn't think that you watch?
That they wouldn't think that I watch.
Yeah.
They'd be
I pretty
surprised
much,
to
I think
know.
everybody knows I don't like, you don't have to guess many things about me. My favorite TV show right now is The Blacklist. I'm a
Very
Blacklist guy right now. One of my favorite TV shows of all time, though, was Stargate Sg-1. I just started my kids on it. We started season 1. We watched the movie, and then season 1 right now. We're going to go through them all. I get to relive it again.
Nice.
Oh, that's great. I'm doing the same thing with A-Team with my kids. Is that not I love the A-Team. You know, nobody dies. Everybody's
Nope.
fine at the end. You know.
And B.A. Baracus gets drugged every episode. And, you know, it's great.
The best thing about going back and watching shows is you pick up on so much more.
More the stuff that you didn't notice then, the little new. And as you're older, you know all the jokes like in the cartoons.
Yeah.
All the adult
all
jokes that are in
adult
cartoons.
jokes.
Yeah, you see the adult jokes now. You're like, oh my God, that was really funny. I didn't get that then.
No, it's a little treasure for you to come back to.
Exactly.
That's all. All right, favorite karaoke song.
I only sing one karaoke song, and I will only do it if somebody will do it with me, and it's Paradise by the Dashboard Light, and you have to have a partner to do it.
Nice.
I love it.
Need moral
Anybody here
support.
maybe want to join him?
No, there's no music here. They don't have it.
You made sure this track does not have that
That's right.
track.
Jeff Motley, don't play it. If you have it back there, I won't ever do it again.
So go to breakfast. Like you wake up late on a Saturday morning, you can just kind of casually hang out. What are you eating for breakfast?
Went there yesterday. The Omelet House.
Nice.
And it's a place. I mean, go to a place. I'm home. This is local. Omelet House right near my house. Been there since the 70s. Been going there since I was 4 years old.
What do you get?
I have to check it out.
They have 39 omelets on their menu. And I get, normally, I get the Black Forest, which is ham, mushroom, Swiss cheese, and I throw a little avocado in it.
Wow, that sounds
39.
fantastic.
I'd be there all day trying to pick.
I know, really. I'm in. Sign me up.
All right, best movie of all time is
Star Wars.
nice. Which one?
To me, episode 4 for those that understand. Okay, good. I'm like the OG is my favorite.
I love it. It's
First
crazy
one
how
ever,
it
that's great.
translates over too.
Yes.
I know.
It's like you can
It
watch
is. It's a
it.
classic. All right, you're shipwrecked on a desert island, and you've got food and water.
'Kay.
But what 2 things do you want to bring with you?
A combustion engine
Okay.
and rope.
Wait.
All right.
I'm not smart enough to make rope out of them trees. Okay, bring the rope, tie an engine
Wait.
to the tree
What's the engine for? And
to get off the island.
what do you? Do you have a boat? Are you gonna build a boat
I can make a boat.
with a rope?
I can tie trees together with, but I ain't going to be kicking my happy butt out to sea. Give me a motor and some gas.
That is awesome.
That's 3 things.
Yes, round of applause for
Like
Robinson
it.
Caruso over
I
here.
really like it, actually.
No, I cut a tree down. Give me something to tie it together and a motor with some gas, and we're good.
Nice.
That's perfect. That's actually, now that I think about it, that's pretty smart. I like it.
We don't want the boat. We just want the motor of it.
I don't need the boat. I'll make it. Listen, I can at least make it out of a tree. Okay, we can throw that baby on the ground. They float.
I love it. I love it. All right, so they're making a movie of you, Life of Brendan Gaughan. Who would
No.
you cast as yourself?
No, I'd just say no. Jack Black.
Jack Black. That's a great one.
Nicely done. I like
I
it.
love it. What's your favorite Jack Black movie?
I'm a Tenacious D guy. I love. First of all, I love the band. It's my favorite band. But I love Tenacious D. The Pick of Destiny was. See, there we go. She's got a little hit. She's got a little hidden rocker in her over there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really well hidden.
School of Rock
but-
was good too. I did like School of Rock.
That's awesome. All right, and your final Trackside 10 question. What was your favorite game as a kid? Can be anything. Can be a street game. Can be a video game, board game. What was your favorite game as a kid?
As a kid, I mean, I grew up with 2 big brothers, man. All we did was play in the backyard, and we played basketball since at the Shagro house. I loved playing basketball. I mean, basketball is just still one of my favorites.
Nice. So horse, or did you guys play a version of horse? Was that like?
Well, you know, if you had the quick game, it was pig.
Right.
You know, the long game, it was horse. Then you added words after it if it was a really long game. But we just liked playing 3-on-3 in the Shawgrow driveway. Just missed the, he had an old Scirocco. Anybody remember Scirocco's? Yeah, he had an old Scirocco that he loved, and he had it parked, like, far up, and we used to, like, you dive to make sure the ball didn't hit the Scirocco, because Mr. Shawgrow loved that car.
Well, we actually have a photo of you
On
playing
an 8-foot rim, yeah.
too. Oh, he asked if you dunked.
If I can dunk. Yeah. On an 8-foot rim. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
There's an oldie. Yes, that as you see, that my jumping skills were not taken in the pictures. It was more the 50% free throw shooting that I did.
That's pretty
That's
good.
not good.
It's better than Shaq.
That's not good. I only had 6 data points, okay? You only got 6 data points. You get a little nervous when you get to shoot.
Okay, so that was whenever you were a child. What about now? What's your favorite game?
Right now, me and my boys, it's more Lego, not a game. But matter of fact, my son yesterday built a Lego set. I was watching the race, and I turned around, and he had the Lego set done. He didn't even let Daddy help him. But I love doing Lego right now. Lego is, I'm addicted to minis. I collect the minis now, and I have, like, my kids think they're theirs. But no, I actually have them hidden away in the house.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I do the same thing. I'm like, hey, girls, you want to play Lego? This is for you guys, right? Yeah.
Is that what it's like watching these shows back too? Hey, it's just for you. I want to introduce you guys
Right,
to
yeah,
this. I
yeah.
actually want to rewatch
It's
everything.
a little selfish.
Talk
Stargate
about-
Sg-1. That's exactly what it is. It's an excuse to have to relive the early 2000s.
All right, I like it. Taking parenting notes. here.
Yeah. Well, we have to talk about your show, Gaughan Racing. You and Jeff Motley.
Motley.
Yep. And what a dynamic duo. I'm curious to know, what do we not hear? Because I'm sure there's conversations before and afterwards that we'd love to. Maybe we can have a behind the scenes podcast or something.
Well, so the VSiN shows, it's fun to see. Like right now, gambling is a big, not a hot button topic as it would have been 10 years ago. It's a big hot topic. And so it's really fun right now to be able to talk about gambling and not have to like say it quietly and whisper it. And so Jeff and I, who's better placed for it to talk about NASCAR racing and gambling. So behind the scenes, we talk. Jeff has had to learn a little bit about the gambling side. He doesn't come from here like I do. He didn't always understand, what a plus 450 meant or a 4.5 to 1. We had to explain to him that those are the same. He didn't we've had to teach him a little of that, and at the same time, he's really great and comfortable behind the mic like I am, so we switch off back and forth hosting the show. We have a lot of fun, and last week I showed up late to my own show, which is supposed to be taped live, but it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy being able to talk about gambling out in the open now, and it makes you guys have a lot more fun watching the race. I mean, we all have our favorite driver, but if you put your fantasy team out there, if you got a couple bucks on if an odd number is going to win the race, or if an even number is going to win the race, or you happen to know enough about betting and parlay it to a basketball game or something, it gives you something more enjoyable to watch when you're watching the race weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. So part of the show too is that you guys, get to share that knowledge, but you're also inviting people to be part of fantasy leagues, et cetera, right? So people can join you, right?
It's gotten huge too, right?
No, fantasy's getting, and look, I do the Sirius XM Fantasy Racing Preview Show on Sundays.
Yeah.
That's where I came right from there. I ran here to get to you guys, and I laughed when Sirius came to me and said, hey, we wanted you to be the co-host of the fantasy show. Do you know anything about fantasy sports? And I go, well, yeah, it's just gambling. They go, no, we don't mean gambling. We mean fantasy short. And I go, it's gambling. And they're like, no, fantasy sports. And I go, yes.
Yes.
I
I'll
understand
give you
fantasy
some-
sports. And so it's great. It lets you guys have a lot more, and this is what I'm trying to get the TV networks to embrace. Now that it's not such an evil ill to talk about it, and it's available so many more places, instead of just showing the top 5, hey, guess what? I have a bet this week, and I don't. I'm just saying it's theoretical. But, Group E this week had Daniel Hemrick, Michael McDowell, Chris Buescher, and Bubba Wallace. They don't have to win the race. They just have to beat that driver. It gives you another thing to talk about in a race than just regurgitating the 4 leaders they're following. You can say, hey, you know what? Here's a fun little deal right now. You got Michael McDowell and Bubba Wallace battling for 16th, 14th place, and it's a battle, and it gives you something else to talk about. It gives you, the fans, something else to look at. and it makes the whole field more enjoyable, which makes the race more enjoyable if you're looking for specifics in the race.
Yeah, you're just invested in a whole new
Invested
way.
interest. That's exactly what we say.
Absolutely.
Well, my producer in the ear just said, Jose, you need to ask him about his photo on his hard card. And photos on the hard card are interesting because a lot of times you send one in or you get something snapped at a quick thing that winds up becoming your photo for like years sometimes.
I don't know. This one's a couple years. It's definitely before I spent the money to put the hair back on my head. So, I mean, it was, I don't know, a few years old. I don't know. It looks like it's distorted. I don't think my face is that big. I mean, I know I'm fat. But
No, it
No,
looks
no,
like
no,
they
no.
definitely stretched it
it's
that
stretched
way.
out. Okay, good. So that way it's not just me. I'm like,
Go ahead
oh,
and
wait,
show,
where-
go ahead and
show
show
right there.
everyone.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Can you see it stretched?
Yeah, I think it is a little straight.
You know what though? It's
I
still
think it's time
handsome,
for an
though.
update.
It
Oh,
looks
thank you.
good,
Thank you very
yes.
much. Thank you.
Well, we'll get a photographer to get an update for you and make sure we get,
As you can tell, I'm really concerned about it.
I know. We can definitely tell.
Well, where can fans find you online, your different shows, things that
Yep,
you're doing?
yep.
Let these fans know what you got
So,
going on.
Twitter and Instagram, I'm Brendan62 on both of those. I don't want to apparently my family can't spell my last name, so I don't make you guys have to do it. And then, we have the VEASAN show that airs on the VEASAN network or Fubo TV, and those start on Thursday nights. It's also on Sirius XM starting Saturdays and then runs through the night until the race day. And then Sirius XM Fantasy Racing Preview every morning, 4 hours before the Cup race every Sunday is me and Pete Pistone, unless I'm out in the desert racing. Then he has to find somebody else to host with him.
I love it. Well,
Someone
fans-
less knowledgeable, I'm certain of it.
Absolutely. That's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
Well,
make
thank you
sure-
so much for stopping by. Everyone, make sure you check out his shows.
Thanks, guys.
Super knowledgeable. Great to have you on NASCAR
Yes, thank you
Trackside
so
Live
much.
again. Yes.
Always a pleasure to
Have
see
a
you.
blast today.
Get out there and have a good time. We got lots more coming up here on the NASCAR Trackside Live stage. More giveaways for you guys and more special guests right here on the stage, right?
Yes, absolutely. Why don't we go ahead and bring on out our next guest? Give a warm welcome to two-time Daytona 500 winner and Fox correspondent, Michael Waltrip.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing awesome. How are you doing? It's so good to see you. Yeah, we'll do the shake. I'll give you a hug. I'm not afraid. Come on, bring it in.
Aw, great
I
to
feel
see
better.
you guys here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. How's everybody? You're a small but lively crowd. I appreciate that.
They are lively. There was definitely some beverages and things maybe going around this morning already, so we're having a good time. We're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited that you made it out here because I have been watching your grid walks pre-race, and I've just been loving them. Between the camera on the hat, which I'm trying to keep up with, and your quick drive-bys to each of these drivers, it's cracking me up.
The thing about the hat is I had a couple friends, they said, would you hold your head still? It's making me dizzy.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when you put it on, you forget you have it. And so I think about that a little bit. But the drivers are also fun to just hang out with and chat. So the grid walk's supposed to be relaxed like that. I'm going to start with Joey Logano today. That's about the only plan you usually have. So the camera people know where to meet you. And then you just go until they tell you to shut up and send it back to the booth. That's my job today. So hope everybody enjoys the grid walk. We enjoy doing it. Thank you.
I noticed, too, that you've had a co-host recently on one of your grid walks, J.J. Watt wandering along with you, which I thought was fantastic. Is there maybe room for a couple more guest celebrity appearances on Track Walk? Are we
Well,
gonna see
it
that?
always just depends on who's in town. And J.J. Watt, obviously the Super Bowl is going to be on Fox next year, so it's fun to have him on. Such a great human being, not only a football player, but a real guy that gives back and is able to help other causes. He raised so much money for the hurricane victims down in Texas, and NFL Player of the Year, just a guy that you want to get to know. And then when I got to meet him, I said, okay, we're going to start here, and we're going to go that way. and I said, you clear me a path, because look how crowded it is. And he said, why don't we just go that way? Okay, we could do that too. I mean, if you want to. But he was really fun, and he's from Wisconsin, and he got to talk to Paul Menard. That was something he wanted to do on the grid walk, and we had a great time.
At one point, I heard him say, you walk really fast. But you
Yeah.
kind of have to in those situations,
Yeah, you want to get all the guys you can, and today I think Joey's qualified about 10th, so we're going to try to get all the way up to Harvick and talk to him. So a couple guys you got to say, hey, and talk to you later, but
Yeah.
it's always fun, and I really appreciate the Fox let me get down there and see the guys right before they hop in. That's pretty cool.
And you got a little bit winded. Eric Morello called you out on that one.
Yeah, I did. I was running to get to Eric, and I couldn't hardly breathe, and he said I needed bacon. I think the reason why I couldn't breathe is because I've had a lot of bacon. I started racing cars, and I got in really great shape, and then I stopped racing cars, and man, bacon is just so good.
It's so good.
It's very tasty. I know. Well, two-time Daytona 500 winner, and of course, Denny Hamlin now has his second Daytona 500. So I know you guys are friends. Was there any good-natured trash talking or ribbing? What was the text message scenario between the two of y'all?
Well, I have a podcast now, so I invited Denny to be on it, and we talked about just how honored we both are to have those trophies. He's done a really nice job in his career of winning races and competing for championships. I was really fortunate to win the Daytona 500 twice, and so there's no rubbing or ribbing on my part because he's won a lot more than I have. But I tell him all the time, I'm a really good person, so I've got that going for me.
And wait, whose golf game is better?
His golf game's better too, so
dang,
he's about a 2 or 3 handicap now, and my handicap looks like a roller coaster. I get accused all the time of getting a lesson from a pro. Like, I play golf with a lot of good players and get a lesson from Phil Mickelson's coach. And I'll listen, and then I'll be doing it, and then a cart girl will drive up, and she said, "It looks like you need to turn your hips more." And I'll be, "Really? Yeah, maybe that's it." So I'm accused of listening to everybody that will tell me anything about a golf swing, and then try to do it all. And sometimes I just freeze up because I'm going, I don't even know what I'm thinking right now.
Well, I noticed you tweeted or posted something recently, and it was the clip of you playing golf. You were in the bunker.
I got hung.
And you wound up using my favorite club, which is the hand wedge. Talk us through that. That was a pretty good shot you had there.
Well, that was in Tahoe at the American Century Classic that's on TV, and they found us NASCAR guys on the par 3 17th, I guess it is, and I hit it in the bunker, and Denny and Ricky, who I were playing with, hit it on the green, and my sand game wasn't exactly where it needed to be that day. And if you make a bogey, you don't. If you make a par, you get points. If you make a bogey, you don't lose any. But if you make a double, you lose points. So while in the bunker, I tried once for birdie, and it didn't get out. I tried again for par, and it didn't get out. I tried again for bogey, and it didn't get out, so I picked it up and threw it. And it almost went in. Like, I made it to about an inch or two, about that far.
That
whatever.
far.
It was close.
It was a great shot. I really enjoyed that.
I was happy with it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned your podcast a little earlier, Waltrip Unfiltered is hilarious, and you just started it too.
I have 2 episodes in the bank. On the first one, we had Matt Dibenedetto. Matt did a great job in Daytona 500, led the most laps. I thought he was a real good guy to have on, talking about his progression from California as a kid and how he got to North Carolina as a racer. And then secondly was Denny Hamlin. So now I have to figure out who I'm going to get to do it next week.
Well, I saw that also during these famous grid walks now, you're soliciting for a podcast guest.
Yes, I'll probably do that again today
Smart
as well.
man. Very smart man.
Yeah, the podcast is just a way for Fox Sports and me to connect to the fans more, try to tell them information. We talked a little bit about Kyle Busch running all the series weekend on some weekends, like the tripleheader this weekend. We also talked about some of the controversial comments that Kyle Larson made this past week. I see our Larson fans, and he's my buddy. Larson's one of the best guys in the whole world, so I talked about him, and then this week, who knows what'll come up. We'll just have to see what happens today. Today is going to be a crazy race, and so I can't wait to see how it plays out and who maybe can come on the podcast next time.
So Vegas brings out the fun and excitement in everyone, and I know everybody has their own haunts they like to go to, their favorite places. We were talking with Matt Dibenedetto, and him and Ryan actually go to the club gym, and it's a gym with like dark and it's lights and dance music, and it's a club, but they work out, I guess. I don't know. I guess anything goes in Vegas, but I'm curious to know what some of your Vegas haunts are, things that you like to do when you come here to Las Vegas.
You know, I've done all that, and now I'm just at the point in life where I just come out and look forward to a good steak dinner and a nice glass of wine and enjoy enjoy how the city is just offers so much. But I'm not much of a clubber anymore, and I love golf, and so if I can squeeze in around to golf, I like to do that here. And there's so many great courses, and just generally enjoy looking around at everything, watching people watching, and good food, and maybe just have a relaxing time. It's not all hectic and crazy for me anymore.
So that's looking around today. What was it like looking around whenever you very first came out here and started racing?
Wow, I came out here for the first race in 1997. I bet you weren't born yet, were you? No, not even close. So 1997, we raced the Busch cars out here, and I was in that race. And so I've been around for a long time and have enjoyed the opportunity to come to Vegas and be part of this, watch this track grow. And the Neon Garage and the beautiful amenities that the Las Vegas Motor Speedway have added, I think just make it a lot of fun for the fans. And now we have a Ferris wheel. I feel like every racetrack should be required to have a Ferris wheel.
You mentioned
I
that you
agree.
wanted to ride the Ferris wheel in Atlanta. Did you get to do that?
I got over there and I didn't get on. It was real rainy when I went. And like I have a sense of adventure, but you know, a Ferris wheel is not very adventurous, A, and B, going slow and getting wet didn't appeal to me, so I didn't do it.
Well,
But
it's not raining
maybe
today.
I'll try to get on that one this weekend.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
think so.
plan.
Yeah, it's
I'll
beautiful
go with
up
you.
there.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah, no, definitely. We'll have to get over there and check it out. All right, so let's final hot take thoughts on what we're going to see for the Pennzoil 400 today. These fans are looking forward to it.
Well, I'm going to tell you what you're going to see today, and that's something that nobody's been able to do. What's going to be expected at the racetrack today? The unexpected. So there, how about that? Nobody knows. The restarts are going to be crazy. The spotters are going to be as busy as if they're at Daytona or Talladega. The drivers' jobs definitely just got harder because they're going to be racing closer together. Last week at Atlanta, it was the closest finish on a mile and a half in 28 races. It was also the most lead changes, most different leaders, and most cars on the lead lap in the last 4 or 5 Atlanta races. So that tells you at Atlanta things were tightened up, and they're going to be even tighter here. Like you saw in qualifying, the draft is very important. Who can hold their car wide open the longest and who can let off the least is going to be the guy that has the advantage. And at least for sure, watch closely when they say go today. You know, this is why I quit racing. I'll tell you the story and then I got to go. LaJoie is patiently waiting in the wings. And he's like, heard enough Michael's stories. But this story's pretty good. We were at Atlanta, I think, and it was 2008 or 9, and it was my career, my full-time driving was winding down, and they threw the green flag to start. And we go down into turn 1, and we're 4 wide. My spotter said, 4 wide, 4 wide. And I thought to myself, it's the first lap. Why is everybody in such a damn hurry? And then I thought, oh, it's a race. That's why they're in such a hurry. So when you watch them go into turn 1 today, and they're 3 and 4 wide, just know that's the mentality of a driver. You got to go. You got to get every spot, every inch of the way, and that's why I like to be up here and talk and watch, because I don't want to do that anymore.
And it is fun to watch.
It's
I'm
awesome to
having a
watch.
blast watching.
It just isn't that fun when you're in the middle of it and you don't want to be there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah, you're
Mikey, for
welcome.
coming out here,
Thanks, everybody.
talking to the fans, hanging out. I hope you have a blast today. It was so good to see you.
Good to see you once again, Las Vegas. Give it up, Michael Waltrip. Oh, man.
What a good man.
I love that guy. He's
Good
so much
story.
fun. Stick around because we still have LaJoie. We still have Leah Pritchett, Matt Hagan, and Tron Brown, all going to be here on the NASCAR Trackside Live stage. And
We still
have
have
a
some
few
giveaways,
here.
too.
I know. Who wants to?
Yeah,
There we go.
there you go. All right, if you have one, pass them back because these aren't flying very well.
All right, fans, who do you think is going to put it in victory lane today and win this beautiful trophy right over here? The Pennzoil 400 Las Vegas Motor Speedway trophy. So, shout it out. Who do you think is going to win today? Let me hear you.
I see a Kyle Larson.
Yep.
Hi, what do you think? Austin Dillon over here. Kyle Busch again. Is he going to sweep this weekend? That was a very, very adamant no.
You know what? They're passionate. That's what they are.
I love
Well,
it.
fans,
I love it.
All right. I think we have our next guest ready and something very special lined up with the fan as well. So What do you think? You want to welcome into the stage?
Absolutely, I do. Please welcome number 32, Corey LaJoie.
Come on out, Corey. How you
There you
doing?
go. There you go.
Welcome.
Great
I
to
know. Good
see
morning
you.
to you.
Check. Hey, we're alive
Hey,
now.
check.
What's up, everybody?
What's that? Oh,
They gave me
more
some
of those
some chips here to
commemorative-
throw out.
Yeah.
Now
I
these
don't
are
want to throw them all out at once.
these are valuable.
These are the
How's everybody doing this morning?
doing very well.
Michael's hilarious, isn't he? I love listening to Michael Waltrip stories.
How you doing this morning, Corey?
I'm doing good. I'm pumped up. It's going to be a good day. Weather's awesome. Way better than it was yesterday morning. So I've never seen rain in the desert in my life except yesterday. But here we are. And I think everybody I'm talking to, the race today is going to be crazy.
It is. It's going to be a fun one to watch. Sure. That's what everybody said. Oh, nice.
That was a nice snack.
Hat
there.
assist.
I like that.
Liked that.
He's been to a baseball game before, I bet. Oh, good toss out there. Nice.
Nice. Right in his lap.
You,
These
you,
poker chips might be the way to go.
I,
From here
I think
on
the
out.
frisbee. Wow, good hand there. Have a seat
There
here
you
with
are.
us.
Yeah.
So the good thing about that, the unpredictable, like everybody is saying, is it kind of gives everybody a level playing field.
Yeah, this is really our first true test of this package this year. Atlanta is its own beast where it's so wore out. You're going to have a lot of guys just guessing at what the package was like we were last week. You're going to see a lot of guys coming and going with some guys like RCR. They brought full-blown Speedway cars here to have less drag, but they're also giving up downforce. They're super fast by themselves and on new tires, so I think that's going to be what everybody's looking for, how that stays going over the run, because we don't know how much. There's a scale, right, between downforce and drag. So the more downforce you get, the more drag you have. So if you're wide open, you want to keep taking drag away so where you can go faster. But the more you go faster by yourself and the less drag you have, the harder it is to drive in traffic. So there's a scale you have to balance. And you're going to see some guys be really good in traffic, and you're going to be some guys see really good by themselves. So, unfortunately, for the guys that are good by themselves, you're not going to be by yourself at all today. I think it's going to be about a 25-car pack of just 4 wide the entire run is what I foresee happening.
All right, I got to ask. When you first sat down, you looked to your right, and you eyed that trophy sitting next to you. What went
Yeah.
through your head? I noticed you did a little cheeky glance over there. That's the trophy.
I would need a bigger mantle to fit that thing on. That thing would rip it off my wall. Yeah, it's been a long time since I had a win. So the Dover Monster Trophy that won in K&N is one of my favorite. That's a big sucker. So eventually one of these days I'm going to put one of these cup trophies on my mantle, but that would be a pretty sweet one because that one looks really cool. And, yeah, maybe not today. I'm going to do what I can, but some of those fast guys are super fast, and we're going to need a lot of help to be in position to win. But I think a top 15 is certainly capable for us today.
Awesome. I like it. And I like the early predictions, too, that everybody's going to stay in the same pack. So,
Yeah,
survive
so
out
I
there.
think it's not going to be like Atlanta at all. And the Nose Ducks throw a whole different wrench into the program where it punches such a bigger hole in the air, and the air is almost like a wake off a boat, right? So the further back you get, the wider it gets. So the dirtier the air pocket gets for those first 10 cars, it has way less clean air, I guess, for the guys in the back. So you're going to have to be searching around every inch of the track from the bottom to the top to try to find any sort of clean air or the least amount of disturbed air because you rely so much on it that you need to try to find the best air available. It's a different game, and you wouldn't think that just from looking. You think we're just riding around in circles, turning left and smashing the gas, but there's a lot more that goes involved into this thing than you would think.
Sounds like it. So this week I was listening to your new podcast that you have going on.
Do you like it?
Sunday Money.
Yeah.
Where did this name come from?
Sunday
Curious.
Money is an ode to Senior. That is his yacht. So I love that name. The yacht is actually up for sale. So
All right, I saw that.
maybe
Yeah.
I can try to win the race today, then go buy
And then
Sunday
buy
Money.
it. Yeah.
I'm sure Waltrip had some tales on Sunday Money that are probably not allowed to be talked about in front of the kids. So that's where we got our name Sunday Money from. Look it up on all the streaming platforms, iTunes and all that sort of stuff. So It's me and Daryl Mott and a friend of mine from high school that works at MRN, Lauren Fox. We talk about a little bit of racing and a little bit of everything else. I like to talk about the racing. They like to talk about the Oscars and all those stuff that you guys like to talk about. I just talk racing.
I like that. Well, I just heard from my producer in the air that Sunday Money is available for $4.6 million. You can go buy it right now.
Yeah.
So maybe we just all pass the hat
change.
around. We'll go buy it.
I think we could look at timeshare type thing. I'll take it for a day. You take it for a day.
I like it. I'm gonna need a week though, at least.
All right.
It probably needs a good cleaning, maybe some new sheets.
That's a given.
I like it.
But are you having a good time with the podcast? I feel like there's so many out there now to choose from, and I think it's a great way to reach fans too.
Yeah, it's definitely a different dynamic, right? I mean, I feel like everybody's got their own podcast, but that's the only way really nowadays is either through social media or even a podcast to just get your brand out there and have people know you. So MRN approached me and asked me to do one, and I thought it was going to be, I like Daryl Mott, and Lauren's a good personality, and we just try to keep it real on there and talk about how things really are. But, there's lots of other ones to choose from, and I like most of them. But I have fun with that, and it's definitely different just sitting there talking to a mic for 45 minutes. But we talk about some good stuff on there.
Definitely, and about the brand, that's right. I mean, if your face isn't on the car, you need a podcast.
Yeah, if you can't put if your sponsor doesn't put your face on the car, you need to get your face out in front of the fans some way or another. And there we have it.
Yeah, that's a good look. Good look for you.
Yeah, so I was completely against it at first. The last thing I wanted is my face on a car, let alone the Daytona 500, right, when there's like 20 million people watching it or whatever. So we went back and forth, and we tried to shoot back some different schemes, and they came back and said, this is the one you get. There's no other option. So you're either doing it or you're not, and you see what happened. But it actually turned into probably the biggest thing that's happened in my career to date, just for people to see me walking up and down the racetrack. They definitely know what my face looks like now because it's been on a race car for the past 2 weeks. So what I thought was going to be a negative turned into a really good positive, and we had fun with it, and hopefully everybody went and bought some Old Spice product.
Yo, I know you were our guest stylist in Atlanta. We had him on the NASCAR Trackside live stage. Go back and watch that show. It's on NASCAR or YouTube.com/NASCAR, and you can see Corey be our guest stylist. He actually put some dry shampoo on a guy's head.
Well, they gave me like this whole kit, right? Dry shampoo. There's a beard conditioner, oil thing, and like a whole box. So they found some guy in the crowd. And like, all right, we're gonna give this guy a makeover. He had like a goatee thing. Had a hat on, so we sit him down here. I pull his hat off, I was gonna spray some dry shampoo in his hair, and he had none. He had like an 1/8 inch of hair. So I was like, oh, we gotta use it anyway. So I sprayed him down and patted him on the head, rub it in there. Then I gave him about half a jug of that beard conditioner. So I think it's still left over in his goatee today. So I felt bad about that, but he smelled really nice.
I was going to say, I think he's okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure his lady friend is too.
Yeah.
Just fine.
All right, well, final question for you before we play a quick fan game. What is your favorite tailgating game? Now, we know people play all kinds of different games, but what's one of your favorite tailgating games?
It's hard to beat cornhole, man, or bags or whatever y'all call it. Yeah, I'm pretty good at cornhole too. So we might actually need to like make a racetrack cornhole tournament every week with Corey.
I'm into it.
Cornhole with Corey.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to do it today, but we're going to do it with a very similar game that we call Trackside Big Pong.
Yeah.
All right?
I don't know what that is.
All right.
Don't worry, we're going to do
You're
it.
going to
Okay.
find out.
Yeah, so let's welcome to the stage our contestant, Christine. Welcome her. Come on out, Christine.
Come on out
Let's
here.
see you here.
Hello. Welcome out.
Yeah, come on.
There you are. Right over
Yeah.
this way.
All right,
Hello,
so,
Christine.
Christine, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Where are you from?
I am from Ione, California.
Nice. All right, give it up for Christine here. And she's going to play a little game against Corey here. And we're going to play Trackside Big Pong, all right? Now, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you stand over here behind yours. Corey's going to stand behind theirs. Now, you each get 30 seconds, all right? And you're going to throw as many of those tennis balls as you can into the opposing.
She's
Oh,
stretching.
wow.
Stretching.
Are you going to
Getting
stretch?
all
Warming
limbered
up.
Ready
I
to
need
go. Yeah?
Warm up a little bit.
So 30 seconds to throw as many of those tennis balls into the opposing Pong area. And now here's the deal. I'm just going to make it really interesting for you. Because the winner of this is going to get hot passes.
Yeah.
Whoa, what do you think? All right. And I have a feeling even if Corey wins, he may be nice enough to hook you up. We'll see.
Perhaps.
All right. All right. So what do you want to say? You want to say ladies first? Let Christine go? Oh, 30 seconds. That's
30
right.
seconds?
Together.
All right,
I like it.
how about we do whoever gets the most of the 15 balls in?
All right.
Does that sound
I'm in.
good?
Yep. Okay. So
In.
are we ready? I'm going to get out of the way because this is going to, I have a feeling.
Are we going one at a time? Or are they both going?
You know what? It's NASCAR Trackside, Big Pong. We're just going to go all together. Let's just do it all together.
All right, that sounds good.
What do you think, fans?
Yeah?
Come on, let's
All
make
right.
some noise.
Let's
Are we
count
ready?
'em in.
30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
one.
Well, nicely done.
All right.
Oh,
All right, Christine.
oh, she's
Christine
got one
has
in.
one.
Oh,
Christine.
oh, Christine,
so
looking
close.
good. Come on, fans, cheer them on. I
come
like how
on.
Christine just keeps. She's got a good
So
arm
close.
there. All right, how we doing?
She's got one.
Oh,
Corey has
Corey got one in.
Nice.
All
All
right,
right, we have
3.
the last 4 in Corey's hands.
All right, Christine,
Let's see.
what do you think? She's got one more.
Oh, she got one more. All right, I've got 2 over here. How many you got?
2.
Should we do a tiebreaker?
Oh.
3-ball shootout.
3-ball shootout. I like it. All right.
You got your balls? All right.
Oh.
Miss.
Oh!
All right.
Come on, fans. What do you think? Can Christine do it?
Oh.
Oh, my goodness. Here we
So
go.
How do you make this one?
Last one for Christine. Come on, you can do it.
Try to team the legs.
Oh!
All
Oh, you know
right.
what? Come over here to the middle.
Well,
We
lucky
have the
for
clue.
Christine, I don't need a hot pass. So I'll give her 1, 2. Jeez.
How about 4
How about
hot
4?
passes?
There you go. How about 4
Look
of
at
them?
that. For you and your friends,
Fantastic.
what do you think?
You're welcome.
Corey's pretty nice there, isn't he?
You know what? Corey's awesome.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So you can root for Harvick, and then like 3 seconds later when I go by, you can root for me too.
Yes, you know
All
what?
right.
I can do that.
I'll take
Yes,
it. I'll take
we like
that.
it. And then we'll work on the Corey LaJoie t-shirt too. We'll
That's
work
right.
on that.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of those too. So
Thank you so
that was
very
fun.
much for coming by, Christine. Thank you so much, Corey, for coming out to NASCAR.
thank y'all.
Trackside
Enjoy the
Live.
day.
Everyone, give it up
It's
for
gonna be a good
luck
day.
today.
Thanks. Root for me. 32.
Thank
gonna
you
be a
so
great
much.
day.
All right, well, fans, we still got more coming up here on this stage. We have some folks from Pennzoil that are going to be joining us. That's right, your Grand Marshals, Leah Pritchett and Matt Hagan are be here, and along with Antron Brown right here on the NASCAR Trackside Live stage. They were with us last year. We had a blast talking with them. They always have great stories to share, so I can't wait to bring them back out here and chat with you guys, the fans, a little bit.
Absolutely. And you can always go back and watch that show and all of our other shows on NASCAR.com and on YouTube now.
That's
so
right.
Catch us on YouTube. Also, we have been really busy on our social handles this week, and we want to keep you, the fans, updated while you're here at the track. So catch us on NASCAR Trackside. That's on Twitter and Instagram. We're trying to let you know schedules for the day, give you some behind-the-scenes access. Yesterday, we were around in the garage all day. It's pretty fantastic and pretty loud.
It was, and we also get driver autographs from everybody that's on our show, and we have a flag backstage that we're going to give away on Twitter and Instagram. So get out there, follow us, and you will get a Las Vegas Motor Speedway flag autographed. It's going to be a really cool giveaway. You're not going to want to miss that one.
Yeah, don't forget to put your name in the hat for that one.
Yeah, I know. That's a good one for sure. Well, we've had a great time here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We love hanging out with you guys, the fans, here in the Neon Garage. And it's a beautiful day for racing. And Amy, if you look over here, we actually have the Pennzoil 400 trophy right here.
I've dubbed us Trophy Security just for now. What do you say we keep this show rolling, Jose?
I think let's do it. So if you would please welcome out our Grand Marshals for today's Pennzoil 400. That's right. She has 10 wins in the NHRA series. Leah Pritchett. Come on out, Leah. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. Woo!
Yeah, look at
that. Hi, guys.
And also, this guy, two-time funny car champion. Bring him out, Matt Hagan.
Welcome out to NASCAR Trackside Live.
Thank
Morning.
you.
How
Good
y'all
to see
doing?
you guys again.
Good to see you too,
Yeah.
man.
You know what? Your guys' energy matches the energy out there in the Pennzoil Nation. Have you seen it?
Oh,
Yes,
it's amazing,
we
isn't
have.
it? And I saw you two were out there yesterday. Have you been out here all weekend enjoying these NASCAR fans as well?
We have the crossover's amazing. So, given we're NHRA, we're drag racing. We go 335 miles an hour, and a lot of people want to pivot between NASCAR and drag racing, but we have a lot of the shared same fans and the enthusiasm for competition. Like, today is Sunday. It is race day, and we feel it. Even though we're not racing, we feel it. You guys feel
You
it?
guys feeling it?
Yeah.
Why don't you sit down here? Let's
Sure
chat
thing.
a little bit.
Take a seat.
Because we always have great stories with you guys. I remember last time we were on, we had some pretty funny things that we shared. But I'm curious to know this. This is like a Pennzoil reunion, right? So you guys get to hang out there. And I saw some of the folks were getting maybe a little ride along in the drift cars. Did you guys get a chance to do that?
Yeah, you know what? Those guys are talented, man. I'm telling you what, they like to stay not together, but to be so together. It's crazy to watch them work. It's awesome. I mean, it's like a little acrobatic, like talented deal that they put out there, you know. And I'm like, I don't think I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no way.
No way.
It's just stomp on the pedal, right?
Dude, that's it. It's on or it's off with us. You know what I mean? There ain't a whole lot in between, you know.
Well, that's so that would be Von Gittin Jr. and Chelsea Denofa that are out there putting on a phenomenal show. Like, we all love tire smoke, right?
Yeah.
With the smell of it, the sound
I
of it.
don't like tire smoke.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
except for
I
what
like
we
going
do.
fast. When you're smoking tires, you ain't going fast.
Exactly. So it's great and I got to have a little fiesta of myself yesterday in one of the Hellcats, just put on a good time. But to be able to be with them and
I was proud of you. You didn't hit anything.
I didn't. And there was
Yeah.
nobody to hit.
That middle deal is a concrete barrier. I was like, oh, you didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
You didn't see it either.
But this is a reunion for all of us. So not just the fans, but we have drifting, we have NASCAR, we have NHRA, and I feel like these are all the powerhouses of motorsports. And Pennzoil has come together to be able to give back like the experience. I think they've aligned with some of the best talented teams in the world and drivers and
Like me and you.
I was gonna,
Yes,
I was gonna
yes.
go there.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah,
We
it's all
have
good. We gotta give a little love to everybody, right? You know what I mean?
We have phenomenal
love,
teams.
Like, I can't turn left. You know, I tried. Like, I wrecked like 4 cars. My old man was like, "You don't have a future in this no more."
Yeah,
you know what I
we're
mean? So
gonna
I
change.
have ultimate respect for these boys out here that would do what they do. They crawl in there. It's a gut check when you pull in there and you're in deep and you're coming out fast. You know what I mean? Like in those turns. So honestly, I do have so much respect. So I would love to swap rides with some of these guys out here. You know what I mean? Like, let me have your stuff. You let me. I don't know if like they really would let me have their stuff, but like,
sure,
the keys are
We'll
mine.
ask
Like,
Joey. We'll ask
let's
Joey.
throw 'em in
Joey.
there. You know, let's pick some drivers out, bring them out to some drag racing, and get in there and like at least go half track with it or something. You know?
I'm in. Somebody out there right now, send a tweet to Joey Logano, copy Matt,
Let's do
Hagan
it.
on it,
Yeah.
and
Let's
we
do it.
want to swap rides.
Keys are
I
in
wanna
it.
s-
The
I want to
keys
see
are in
that
it.
happen. He'd
It's
do
a push
that.
button.
Yeah, that's right.
So you two are out here to be grand marshals, co-grand marshals. How cool is that?
It's an honor.
It is
It's
such
a
an
huge
honor.
honor. Yeah.
I mean, growing up, I've watched NASCAR. I've been to a handful of them, Quaker State 400 before. I grew up in Southern California, and it's always been a dream to feel NASCAR and to live it and to be able to represent our partners and to give the commands. Like that is really like that's stuff you actually like put on a resume. You know what I mean?
I'm glad they weren't like singing the national anthem. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh gosh, what do we got to do? You know what I mean? I was practicing in the shower this morning, and just in case, I was like ready a little bit, a little hoarse right now. You know, the clubs and stuff. They give me.
Hey,
they give
okay,
me
hang on. So they said you're going to be the grand marshal, and you thought I'm going to have to sing.
I
the
got to
national
sing
anthem.
something, man.
You never know.
Break it down.
Wait, if they were like, okay, just give us anything, what would you go
Anything.
with?
I don't know. Probably some
wait.
old MC Hammer or something.
We'd probably sing
I know
Antro
that. I
Brown's
don't know the
birthday.
national anthem. I just take my hat off and I'm like, just mad respect, you know? But, yeah, no, it's amazing to be here. We have so many fans. Like, it's really cool, like, the cross promotion to see how many drag racing fans are NASCAR fans as well, you know? And so we kind of follow up some of these races on TV, you know, with Fox and everything else. So there's a lot of love back and forth, you know, and we're seeing it out there, and it's just cool to be here.
Yeah, so if you're not racing this weekend, that probably means that you had time for a little fun. So
No, we don't do that. No.
You mean in this
Not
city?
in Vegas.
In this city?
Never in Vegas. No.
So I'm curious to know what can you share
Pedialyte.
with us about what you did, where you went. Did you guys do something fun and exciting this weekend here in Vegas?
It's Vegas, so like we can't talk about it.
Well, so last night, Pennzoil, they put on a great reception for about 300 people, customers, Jiffy Lube, franchisees. Joy was out there, Antron Brown, herself, Tommy Pike, and just mingling, having a good time. And then after that, we just met with other customers. The other night, we went to Marquee, I believe that's what it was, at the Cosmo, and we don't get to like live it up when we race here in Vegas at all. You know what I mean? We drive 335 miles an hour, and that's stiff competition, and like our lives and our professions are on the line. So we had a good time. I mean, a couple drinks here and there, and we were here this morning at 7 a.m. and it's like
That's
nothing.
early. That's
Like-
really early. I'm
Gotta
still
be
trying to like dig the
responsible.
sleepers out of my eyes. I'm glad I got sunglasses.
I had a Ram Rebel that I'm driving around this weekend from South County, and they pull it around, and the lady comes out with the valet, and I get in it, and I look in the back. There's a dude in my back seat with his bag, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and he's like, "You're not Uber, are you?" I go,
Oh my
"No."
goodness.
I go, "But are you going to the track?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, come on." I'm waiting for my teammates. We're about to get some Mexican food. Like, I'll take you. And he's like, "No. I see it on the app." Well, come to find out, he was one of our franchisees with Jiffy Lube that I met the next night.
Oh my God.
No.
He's like, "I was the
way.
dude that was in your truck." So, that's just a small Vegas story that we can share.
What? How cool is
That's
that?
awesome.
You get into the ride, the Uber, you open the door, and you have a professional race car driver driving you. That is a
Wait
dream
a
right there. I
minute.
would love to
That's
see
an
that.
Uber ride. Yeah.
Uber, where you at? I know
Sure.
that they just went public today, right? I think.
Yeah.
Well,
So speaking of whenever you are racing here, so generally you're racing 2x2. Soon you'll be racing 4x4 in a row.
4 wide is crazy.
Yeah, 4
here.
wide.
Yeah. It is
That's how
crazy.
it's
Like
trying
so,
to
it's you take everything and you magnify by 2 more, right? So I mean, when 2 fuel cars leave the starting line, it's a 2.3 on the Richter scale. Some seismologists came out, small earthquake, right? You intensify that, right? So it's just crazy. I mean, my story with the 4 wide, I've won the 4 wide before, but I've also not staged the car on the 4 wide either because I'm looking at the wrong light, So my team won't ever let me live that down either. So they're going like, bro, it's just there's 4 lights up there. Like pick one and look at it,
Well, it's going to be fun because it's going to be 4 wide over on the drag strip, but we also may see 4 wide today on the track here at Las
There you go.
Vegas.
That would be
so
sick.
That would be
sick.
that would be
Yeah.
awesome. That
That's-
would be phenomenal.
It's going to be pretty wild to watch. So I have to ask, who's your pick for the Pennzoil 400?
Logano? Yeah, well, maybe a little.
Logano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Logano?
No.
I don't know.
Joey
I'm conscious.
Logano.
Hey, it's Hickeney's over here, man. Like, I make it up as I go,
And I'm a Ryan Blaney fan too. So and then that doubles our chances with Pennzoil having a winner
Sure.
coming out of it. I mean, Carlos, so, one of our presidents of Global of Shell, he's joking. He's like, "Man, I hope I'm not having to give this Pennzoil 400 trophy, to." We'll just name nobody else. It's not a representative of it, but that's the way racing is. You never know.
Never know.
We all come into
Yeah.
this. You never know what's going to happen.
I've won some races that were sponsored by some other manufacturers, and, like, you present the trophy, and, like, I've even gave some to, like, some of our higher ups, and you're going, like, they're like, it says Toyota on it. You're a Mopar. Like, scratch that out,
Well-
But, like, that's racing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You take them where you can get them, and you love getting them, you know what I mean? No matter what they say on them.
And so both Matt and I, we have different rotating partners throughout the year, whether it be Pennzoil or it'll be or Dodge or Mopar, or for myself, Sparkling Ice. So we have 24 events we race throughout the whole season. And we've had partners that are like, "Do you think you can win this weekend when we're the primary on the car?" I'm like, "Look, if you think that we are picking and choosing which national events we win, like that's some crazy stuff." And by the way, we don't. We want to win
yeah.
all
All
of
of
them.
Yeah, you want to win all of
Yeah.
them.
But that's just like out here
I wouldn't
too.
show up to the ones that I don't win. I just stay at home and like farm. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I'll hit you up later.
Well, so the Daytona, we were racing in Pomona the other weekend, and we had rain out, so we're looking at our data, and we can only look at our data so much and wait for the rain, and the race was on. And I have seen more NASCAR in the last 2 years by putting a TV in in our work lounge because of rain. And I'm looking at that, and those final laps and the caution, and the rain was coming, and like 60% of the field was taken out, and like that. You think that was planned? I mean, maybe by the guy that did it, but it's so unpredictable, and I think that's what the fans come here to see. That's why this sport is so great, and ours too as well. You never know, and it keeps you on the seat, and I'm glad to see that there's different personalities too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
I want to see somebody fighting. I mean, at the end of the day,
You know-
Well, we can
I'm a
start
big
one.
dude for what I do.
I
I'm
say-
like, can I punch somebody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
The
they're
only
like,
way
no,
to guarantee
no.
that is to do it yourself. You got to take matters into your own hands.
That's
so.
it.
I do not want to take a
Just-
punch from you. I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm really a lover, not a fighter.
I
man.
can tell. Totally tell. So, speaking of winning and just wanting to take that trophy, you had a big win last week.
Yeah, we were very, very fortunate to win in Phoenix last weekend. And second race of the year, car was just on point, you know, and I was trying not to mess it up, right? Like, so when your car is good and things are running and it's floating, it's moving, and you're like, oh, it's on me now, you know what I mean? So, like, and it's one of those things where my lights weren't exactly the way I wanted them to be. We had some long trees, and I'm usually like, on race day, I get in the zone and do it, but I'm like, hell, I got a good race car right now. Like, I just got to get it to the other end. And my crew chief really carried us through. And in the finals, I stepped up and really had a great light and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we had a great race car. And, you know, it was a Sandvik win. So our sponsor, Mopar, is our primary, you know. So, like, my guy, Eddie, he was like, bro, like, you really won with the Sandvik car, you know what I mean?
Can't
But,
we
like,
get a win?
Yeah. Can we get some love over here? But, you know what, at the end of the day, it's still one of those things where that momentum and that chemistry and that whole drive with the team, you started off early like that. And she went to the final this last weekend, you know. So
Congratulations.
you keep going like that, and it pushes your team forward, you know. So no different than these boys out here, you know. Like, they've been practicing, they've been running, they've, you know, like, it's just all about getting things clicking and moving forward and, you know, getting in a groove with stuff.
So this is an interesting point. And for those of you that, you know, maybe are just getting into NHRA, it's, you know, here on the NASCAR circuit, you'll do hundreds of miles, you know, hundreds of laps on an engine.
Yeah, I work 7 minutes a whole year.
Yes.
7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boss is like, you're overpaid and underworked. Yeah. How do you justify it to him? You know what I mean?
That's
You're like,
true.
you add up 4 seconds at a time. Well, hopefully 3 seconds at a time. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then it's like, why do I pay you so much money? You know, it's like, because I don't blow all your parts up. How about that? You know?
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. But you know what? That's what's so cool about our sport is it's right now. It's just that adrenaline rush, and like, there's nothing in life that I've ever felt or had to replace that. Like skydiving, drag boats, circle track cars, everything. I mean, I've tried it all, I guess, to some extent, but like, there's nothing that replaces that. There's just a huge adrenaline rush, and you can't get that fix anywhere else. But, you know, even our fans, when they sit up in the stands in the top and it shakes every organ in their body,
Yeah.
that's intense. Like, it doesn't do it justice on TV, you know? Like, you can't make your TV shake and fall on the floor and be like, that's what it's like,
That's
you know
what
what I mean?
it's
Yeah. But, you know, when you come out to a race, it sells itself because it's raw horsepower. It's almost 12,000 horsepower, you know what I mean? And just the torque and it's just cool. How about that?
It's
just cool.
It's wild to watch, and we're going to have a wild one here today for the Pennzoil 400. You're getting ready to do those most famous words in motorsports.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I think I'm just going to lip it and let her do it. You know what I mean?
Well, no, then they'll think you have a high voice. They'll be like, what happened to Matt?
Have
He
you
lost
two
his voice.
practiced together?
Practice.
We
We
spoke.
have not practiced
We
yet.
have not. Should we practice?
She's like,
now?
is there a
What do you
pause
guys
between
want? You want
gentlemen?
to hear him practice?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? To end the show, how about we practice? We'll stand
All
there
right.
Let's,
together.
Yeah.
Let's
clear out
get
our-
up
clear
here,
our
and
voice.
we're going to do a practice run. So what happens when they say that? You guys need to yell and scream and go nuts.
Make
all
race
right?
car
So-
noises. Okay.
Race car
Yeah.
noise. Ooh, yeah.
right.
Everybody starts up. All right. So.
So what's the cue? What cue are they
is
going to
the
give
cue?
us?
All right,
You know what
so
I mean?
here's the deal. They have a whole team up there, right? And they've got the little earpiece in, and she's got a little clipboard.
feeling pressure
and
already.
she's going to look at you, right, like this, all right? And she's going to probably give you a countdown.
They're going to give you some cue cards, too,
Yep.
just in case you
Yep.
blank.
They got
It's
a
like
little
4
written right
words.
here. Yeah.
I need cue cards for that.
So
And
you're
then
going to be
they're
standing there. There's
gonna
going to be microphones right there for you, and they're going to be right here, all right? And I'm going to hold the little cue cards that says what you're going to say, which is drivers, start your engines.
Drivers or gentlemen?
Drivers.
Drivers.
No,
Drivers?
Yeah. We're NASCAR. We have
Well,
no,
I mean, she
men
was
and
okay
women.
with the gentlemen.
I kind
Drivers?
of. So we did discuss it. I kind of
Is
like
there
gentlemen.
female drivers right now?
Yeah. Oh, in NASCAR, all levels. Yeah, Haley Deegan just won the
just
won-
Can-Am
absolutely.
West
She's
race.
cool.
Yeah,
There you go.
She
Yes.
was on the show last night.
Drivers.
I'm a big fan.
Yes.
Drive.
But,
Okay.
but in this particular, in the Pennzoil 400 race, there are not
Just
any
yeah,
females.
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of thought it was cool to say gentlemen. It feels very prestigious.
And it feels old school.
It's like classy.
Yes.
So
We're gonna surprise you guys, okay?
Ooh, I like
All
that.
right.
Well, for
Well,
this
you-
one, let's do drivers
Well,
because
we'll
that's probably
know.
what they'll hold right here.
Oh, for the practice one?
Drivers, yeah, we do
Drivers.
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 All right,
All
so
right.
you'll look right here, and we'll do the countdown.
And
all
then
right?
they're going to
then-
say, now for the most famous words in racing.
Yeah, and then that'll be your cue. All right, you ready? Here we go. Remember, you guys make motorsports noise and yell and scream. Here we go. shall do Lord. And now, for the most famous words in racing.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right. That was just a practice round.
I got chill bumps. I
That
don't know
was
about
just
you
a
guys,
practice
but
round. Yeah, got my heart going a little bit. We look forward to seeing the real deal. The energy and excitement you guys are going to bring are going to be great. Cannot wait for it. Thanks so much for coming out
hey,
for
thank
NASCAR
you guys.
Trackside
You guys are
Live.
amazing always.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys are
so
awesome.
much.
Thank you. Thank
We
you
appreciate
guys.
it.
So very
Good to see
much.
ya.
Be a great day of
Thank
racing
you guys.
for sure.
Yes, it
Have a
is.
blast out there. Thanks so much to you, the fans. Hope you enjoyed today's race, the Pennzoil 400.
That's right. We'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day.